Hello, it is me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers, and this is Tuned in Tarot, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self. Understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if you want to see change, you do need to make shifts and changes within you to manifest the outcomes that you desire. And hopefully you can get the insight that you need to be able to shift that energy from my readings. I was just saying to my friends here on TikTok that are also simultaneously streaming with me that I have been working very hard on, and I'm very proud of the work that I've done on the Twin Flames Explained series. So if you haven't seen that and you're interested, that sounds like something you would like to see, click the playlist tab in my Tuned in Tarot YouTube and you will see the most recent posts, except for today's. I didn't get that one up yet. That's available right on my TikTok profile. It's been very enlightening and it has changed my mind a lot about the way that I talk about twin flame energy. I have said before, and I'm going to keep repeating this, I will not be using those terms to describe what I'm going to refer to as divine counterpart energy, because I feel that the person who coined those two terms is not trustworthy. And I really don't resonate with a lot of what she says. I found it kind of problematic, and I don't want to keep perpetuating her terminology and misleading people. I do believe in the phenomenon of divine counterpart energy, of deep soul connection, of synchronicity, of telepathy, of all of those symptoms that we seem to have, because everyone consistently has those things. So I do believe in the phenomenon. I just do not believe that, as far as I can tell, there has been anyone who has related the phenomenon accurately, without inserting misinformation. And so my goal is to show you where these myths come from and hopefully allow you to start to do your own discernment about what is true for you, because I do not think you should be listening to someone telling you you can, that the most perfect person for you is this twin flame and you won't be happy with anyone else. That's actually never been stated anywhere that I can find in any sacred text, outside of a few of these books that were written by these people who were making a lot of money on these books in the last few decades. So because of that, I just think that there are some things that you should really look at and think about in the larger context of, spiritual journeys and the how all the spiritual journeys that I've ever learned about, from Hinduism to Buddhism to Christianity to Islam to Norse pagan mythology, it's almost always about releasing the ego and not allowing the ego to dictate your experience. And if that's true, then a lot of what is being um, proliferated in the twin flame community is really the antithesis of that. So if you're interested in that, please check that out. I'm going to continue to teach about it. There's also 4 classes about Plutarch, who is the author of Isis and Osiris. And I will be returning to teaching that class. Eventually, I'm going to wrap up some of this Twin Flame Explained stuff I have over the next few weeks. And then as I start to wind down from that, I will return to Plutarch's class. So there will be even more information there for you, even deeper. And it will allow you to make your own conclusions, because you'll be able to read the source texts for yourself, or at least hear what is inside of those source texts, rather than just taking it from a person who is charging $18.95 for a tiny little book that has no resources, no sources of any kind. And while I do believe in divine revelation, I do not believe that it will grossly deviate from the rest of what humanity has learned throughout history, because I think that those truths, those sacred truths, have been interwoven throughout time. And I don't think that we discover completely new things about them. I think we consistently are coming back to the truths that people talk about over and over and over. And that's just my opinion. So I will say that. Okay, Now, last thing. If you want to book a private reading with me, click the link in the description box below, or if you're watching on TikTok, the link in my profile. Um, and the link in my profile will show you that I have video recording readings available starting at $11. I have one-on-one sessions, which are virtual over the internet. Or if you happen to be in upstate New York, we could have a personal reading in person. But all the prices and the scheduling and all of that is right there on the link in my site. If you want to catch me on a live stream for a pay what you want reading, I do pay what you want readings on TikTok Live. I also do $33 relationship spreads about your specific person on those TikTok lives. If you want that reading privately, you can just book the $33 reading and say in the comments that you want the relationship spread about your specific person. There's also the Tell Me Everything spread, which is a reading that I do on TikTok. And sometimes I have a few available here on YouTube as well, but that's a full length spread going deeply into your counterpart's energy. Okay, so let us begin. I'm just going to answer this question here. I like the words. I want to ask if I have studied literature or teaching. I have studied art history, and I am an autodidact, and a voracious reader. So I have really just, if I'm interested in something, I will research it to death. Thank you, ADHD. So I did study art history. So I have a background from studying that, spiritual traditions, religious iconography, and, the study of basically symbols and how they have been interpreted throughout time. I'm a contextual historian, which means I don't look at the past and reflect upon it from my current perspective. I look at the past and try to reflect upon it, knowing that I can't imagine exactly what it was like to be in that time period. I can only extrapolate, and that I try not to insert too much of my own views. I just try to observe it and put it into its correct context, So some historians will reinterpret history through current times. I like to keep things in context. So that's the type of historian that I am. And it's different. People are all different. But thank you for asking me that. I rarely get to talk about my first bachelor's degree. It's normally just useless and not paying me much money, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Okay, let's do today's reading. It's the Friday love reading. So I use a spread that I found on angelorum.co. I think it's called the Relationship Happiness Spread. I do add just the top and bottom of the deck for my own edification, but I have all 5 placements that are in that spread, and then I will read you some oracles today. We're going to start with divine feminine energy. Remember that the way that I teach feminine and masculine energy, I am not myself personally, nor do I consider any feminine identifying gendered individual a divine feminine walking around on the earth. I just sort of lump us all in with humans, and I acknowledge that we have divine energy within us and that we flow in that energy. Sometimes we're in our masculine energy and sometimes we're in our feminine energy. And that is true for the person that you're focused on as well. If you're focused on a person that is, all masculine energy, then they're not going to be expressive of their emotions. They're not going to be able to be sensitive and caring and healing and receptive. And there's really not any people that are truly one thing or the other. The polarity community confuses me because if you were in your feminine energy constantly, you would never take action. You would never give anything to anybody. And a lot of feminine identifying gendered people I know are incredibly giving. And so they have masculine energy within them just as much as they have feminine energy. So don't ignore feminine energy because of the patriarchy that you've been, brainwashed by. You should consider feminine energy important in you and in your person as well. It's very important for you to know the perspective of the feminine. So very funny. We have the overall energy of the feminine, the King of Wands energy, which is all about taking action. It's all about masculine energy. And this is her overall energy that she brings with her today, an energy of action. There is this feeling I'm getting that if she takes action, she's thinking, then someone else will take action. That's wise. That's how it works. It doesn't mean that you now need to go out and message a person, which is what I used to think when I used to listen to readings a long time ago. It'd be like, oh, this is about me taking action. It's like, okay, calm down, bitch. It's really not. It's really about the energy of taking action in your life towards what you are passionate about. Most of the time, the feminine has taken the feminine gender identifying. That's such a mouthful, but I do want to make sure I say that because this isn't about biology, it's about how you identify in our society, which biology is just as fluid as the way we feel inside of ourselves. So I do not believe in the gender binary. Why don't I believe in it? Because there's evidence everywhere that it doesn't exist. And hopefully one day people will be educated enough to understand that and not be scared of it and not be offended by it and not persecute people for not obeying the gender binary. And I think that's our job as healers. I think that's why we were called to read masculine feminine energy, not because we were supposed to help twin flames come together, but because we were supposed to help the world understand that there isn't just a binary situation where masculine gendered people are in charge. That's, I think, what our presence and what we're supposed to do to help heal the community is. That's my belief. So, when feminine identifying gendered individuals take action, a lot of times they're taking action towards another person. And as long as you keep taking action towards another person, um, and disregarding your own feminine energy, you're going to continue to attract a person's energy that will reflect yours back to you. And the energy of taking action towards someone outside of yourself while ignoring your emotions and your creativity within inside of self will be exactly what you get back. So when you finally step up and start taking action towards what you want to create in the world, your vision for the world, your passions, that's when you start to see individuals come towards you with that intention of honoring your feminine energy within you. So the feminine is aware of this, and she is putting that idea into action, which is really exciting. She's also really wanting the person that she is focused on to do something, to communicate with her. What she doesn't see coming is that communication. We have the Eight of Wands underneath the deck. So she doesn't see that this communication that she is wanting is actually heading straight for her. It's coming fast and it's an energy that's going with the flow. So it's not planned, it's spontaneous, just like this King of Wands is. But a King of Wands cannot be thwarted. A King of Wands is determined. He has the conviction of his beliefs. He's going to come for you as quickly as possible. The masculine energy, not what I expected to say. It's the Four of Wands. So this masculine energy right now is thinking about commitment and healthy and stable foundations in relationships. There could be thoughts of engagement, but it's thoughts about being committed to something. Now, it's really exciting to see these two cards together because what this means for you personally is that right now, the energy surrounding you, the energy that's available to you, is to be very committed to whatever you're extremely passionate about. So, I'm really passionate about teaching about the twin flame myth, and I'm really passionate about reading cards, and I'm really passionate about the music that I'm creating. The studio that I work with has approached me to do a licensing deal. So my music will be available to be licensed for TV and film. And I'm really excited about that. And I'm passionate about it. And I'm committed to working on more music so that I can add more music to their library and increase my chances of people hearing what I can do. So this is a really, really good energy. It also means that the person that you're focused on, if they are reflecting back to you, are is actually at a point where they are very interested in taking action now towards making some kind of a commitment towards their feminine energy. This can also be about their passions and creativity, which needs to be in place in order for physical union to be fulfilling. Or it can be about physical union with that person they think reflects this energy back to them. So that's exciting. I really like to see that today. And something the masculine energy doesn't see coming is the temperance card, which is a lot of balance, calm, peace. Somebody asked me yesterday when I did a reading if the temperance card is just about patience. And it's not just about patience. There is not a single card in the deck that is just about one thing. And I think if you're a tarot reader, if you're starting to learn about tarot, you should get that into your head. Patience is associated with the temperance card, but so is balance, and so is peace, and so is emotional regulation, and so is divine protection. Um, and patience for me is only one of the emotions that would be balanced in the card. There's sorrow, there's joy, there's anger, there's peace, there's all kinds of things. It's not just one thing. So it's whatever the reader is sort of feeling when they pick up on that card. But I do love when somebody tries to school me on cards. I'm like, just, oh, you silly. I've been reading for like many years of my life. I'm an expert. I know I look young, but I'm 41. I know my cards, please. But it's fine. So what you don't see coming is that this very um balanced communication is coming in, one that's not too extreme in any way. It's calm and it's peaceful. It's that going with the flow energy that I'm seeing here. Um yeah, no, I had that. Somebody was like, doesn't this actually mean patience? Like, rude. Okay, so what is divine feminine thinking about masculine energy right now? I'm scared. I'm scared based on today's Tell Me Everything spread. Let's see. Okay. It's okay. It's the Five of Swords in reverse. So she's thinking, all right, I'm not giving up on this son of a bitch, but like, son of a bitch, though. Son of a bitch. I want to give up a lot. I feel like this person is really holding on to this heartache and refusing to make a decision. But I'm not just going to walk away. I won't give up on the idea that they're going to be able to get over this mental conflict. I really think that this person is going to be able to do it. They're going to be able to work through whatever it is that they're holding on to, whatever wounds, whatever heartache, whatever hurt, whatever. You noticed that, Mel? Yeah, they were real rude about it. I love, as a Leo sun and moon, I love the ability to be like, you don't know better than me. So honestly, they made my day. But anyway, so divine feminine is, hi Kara, is not ready to give up on the masculine just yet. She's like, wow, I may be, according to the reading today, she's like, I am definitely looking at seeing other people. I'm at least open to it. Maybe I'm on a dating app. Maybe I'm, just open to running into somebody. And while I am in that energy, I'm not, it's not like I'm giving up on you. I still am, thinking that you're going to be able to get through this, but I'm just not going to put my life on hold while I wait for you to make up your mind. I was doing that for a long time and it fucking sucked. And so I'm not going to keep doing that anymore. Okay. So what is oh my God. If you didn't see the TikTok Tell Me Everything readings today, you should definitely go watch them after this, because damn. In the TikTok reading, in the masculine's current energy, it's so funny. I have like photographic memory sometimes about my readings. It was one reason why I was good at my art history degree, because I have this ability that if I see an image and somebody's talking, I can remember what they're saying. So I wouldn't have to study for tests, because as soon as the image popped up, I could hear my professor word for word what they said. I'd be like, oh, in 1546, such and such did whatever. Which is useful. And I still have that kind of when I read cards. But in the current energy for the masculine today, it was like, what he wanted to say about the present moment. And it was all about divine feminine and the Queen of Cups energy. So he's definitely thinking, this is a different deck entirely. He's definitely thinking about how beautiful the feminine is. I mean, he's definitely thinking about And it's funny because I was looking at a picture of my person being like, oh, he's so beautiful. So it's like, you can see how the energy is not just from your person, it's also from you. Like when you look at your person and you see them as beautiful. And there was this picture of my person looking like vulnerable and sweet. And I was like, oh, it's so cute. Okay, whatever. But it's that energy of like my, the feminine inside of my person and the feminine as being observed in me is beautiful, is sensitive, is psychic, is able to navigate her emotions well, is holding this cup for me, holding this cup for this person, loving, compassionate, kind, caring. He's thinking very nice things, which, now when we're seeing these cards of the I'm ready to get hitched kind of card, look at all the colors we're getting too for the masculine. So this is a lot of blue and purple. So this is somebody who's ascended here into the energy of, the third eye and the crown, where it's like they're very connected to the divine, they're receiving love, and they want to speak about it too. They want to make some kind of a statement about um, these feelings, these revelations that they're having. So this is a lot different energy from last week. So it shifts, when you do things in your life, it does shift the energy. I started making my financial statements a priority today. Oh my God, it's very overwhelming. I get paid on PayPal, Stripe, Cash App, Venmo, Wix payments, all those platforms, and then I have to say this is a cash or this is a donation, this is a coaching fee, this is a membership fee, this like, and then I get TikTok revenue and I get revenue from Medium Chat. And I was trying to do like my quarterly statement and and like make the financial statement for it. Oh my God. They should give me another degree when I'm done. Okay, so the next positions are, what is divine feminine actually saying to the masculine? And here we have her saying, you are capable. You're the king of pentacles. You are the shit. You are worthy of my love. 100%. You also care too much what other people think about you. Like you really care way too much. Who gives a shit? I'm the kind of person somebody's like, well, what if they think this? And I'll be like, okay, anybody who thought that, I wouldn't even wanna fuck with them anyway. So, like, who cares? Like, I'm definitely the friend that you call and you're like, "I'm worried that so and so is gonna say such and such," and you're like, "Fuck that, fuck them, fuck that." Like, that's definitely I'm that person, just like, who cares? I'm also, as a Leo, I'm super sensitive and I secretly care a lot, right? Because I have a big ego. That's another part of this card. But Leos can also overcome their ego. They have to overcome it. If you don't overcome your ego, you're not going to be a performer as a Leo because you're going to be scared. You're going to be worried about what people think. So while we do care, we don't care enough that we won't do or be. And that's something that I definitely can say is true for myself. So divine feminine is like, you're worthy. And I know that you would be an amazing protector and provider and husband and all of that. Hi, you haven't seen me since last year? Oh my gosh. It's because my other account, which has 21,000 followers, got completely squashed by TikTok. They were just like, no, we don't want to pay you anymore, even though they were paying me like, I went and looked at my balance the other day and it's $9. Have like thousands and thousands of views. And I was like, oh my God. So I switched to this Tune in Tarot account, which I did not make I'm not going to make it a creator account. When it gets to 10,000, I'm not even going to bother. It's pennies on the dollar anyway. And for the most part, I think that my views will stay high and you'll actually see me in your FYP if I'm not at creator level. That's just a theory that I have. I could be wrong about it, but that's my plan for that account. Um, so but I am doing on the Pros Prayers account, I'm still going to be putting out music. So when my EP starts to come out, if you want to see my music stuff, it's going to be over there. I'm also going to be doing the Follow Your Passions project, where I'm going to work with a minimum of 5 people and no more than 10 people, one-on-one each week for 3 months to turn their passions into a side hustle. And if you're interested in that, I will have applications available for that soon. It is going to be an investment, but it's not out of this world investment. And I mean, you'll have weekly meetings weekly readings. If you want weekly readings, there's going to be a support group. It's going to be fun and cool, and I'm excited about it. That's going to be all on the Pearls Prayers account, which is where you can also go see the 30-day challenge, which is about following your passions for 30 days. It really does help a lot. So go check that out. And welcome, and I'm glad to see you. The reading for you came true. Oh, I'm so happy. I love that. Okay. I am going to have testimonials, by the way. If you're somebody that has received live readings from me, but I don't have your email, I'm going to put a link in on my page to where you can go and leave me a testimonial so that other people can know that I have skills. I don't know why I haven't done that for 3 years. I've been reading cards for 3 years for people that are like, "Oh my God, everything you said helped me so much," and I haven't done any testimonials. That would be the self-sabotage that has been at play. So keep your eyes peeled for that link soon, and I'll mention it when I finally put it up there. I have the testimonial form. It's all done. All I have to do is literally put the link up, and then you can go fill the form out. So I will do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to write it right now. I'm going to write testimonial form. Duh. That's what I'm writing. Testimonial form. Duh. Okay. That's triggering. One time I had a math teacher write duh on my test. I was devastated. Okay. So, Divine Feminine thinks that masculine she's saying to him, I know you can do this. I know you're capable, and you need to stop fucking caring what people think about you. What is Divine Masculine saying to the feminine? I'm scared. Okay, yeah, we know you're scared. Why would you be scared? It's not like I'm intimidating to talk to or not. It's not like you're even going to be able to get a word in edgewise when you're speaking to me. So don't worry about it. Hi, Luna. Good to see you, babes. So, Divine Masculine, I'm scared that I hurt you. This also was the first card in the masculine's reading today. I think he had the Nine of Swords. I remember seeing the Nine of Swords. Oh, that was yesterday. It was yesterday's reading. So I'm worried. I'm anxious about what I've put you through. And, if I haven't reached out to you, it's because I'm worried about that. And I actually don't see this masculine saying anything like that to the feminine. This is what he would say because he's too scared to say anything. He's too worried. He's too much in his head about saying anything. It's so frustrating. It's like the second he said something, all this would just poof, it would be gone. But, not everybody can have a pair of balls like me, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, just fucking say it. Just fucking say it. Like, just channel me for a second. Just fucking say it. But he can't right now. He can't. He's too in his head about it. And so he's not really saying it. And but what he is saying right now through me, because he's always using me, is I'm scared to say anything to you because I've hurt you. It hurts me more that you won't say anything to me. So if you don't like doing that, you should stop perpetuating that behavior. That would be cool. Divine Feminine, what are you actually doing towards the masculine right now? We have the Lover's card, and this is a deck with multiple versions of the Lover's card. And this is about choices. And there are two feminines here. And so the feminine energy is what she's doing is she's choosing to love her own feminine energy in the hopes that she will cause the masculine to choose to love his feminine energy. If the masculine would love his own feminine energy, would honor his own feminine energy, that means he would value his emotions, and his emotions would be strong enough, they would be important enough for him to prioritize a connection with the feminine identifying person. So the feminine right now is just loving herself as much as she can. She's loving the shadow side of herself and the light side of herself. She's choosing herself, and she's doing it. Her motivation isn't just so the masculine will do this. Her motivation is really about herself, because she realizes, as I do this, as I choose myself, I feel better and I care about how I feel. Because when you love yourself, you care a lot about how you feel. If you have missed the collective, Andy, you haven't missed it completely. We're halfway through. But if you want to see the beginning, it is live streaming to YouTube. So you have the choice to hop over to YouTube and pull the bar back and you'll start from the beginning, or you can watch the rest later and just stay with us through the end. It's up to you. Divine masculine, what are you actually doing to the feminine? Eight of Swords. This was the last card in his reading today. Can you believe the synchronicity between the Tell Me Everything reading I just did on TikTok at I did it earlier this morning and posted it around 3 p.m., a different deck, and many of the same cards coming out. It's very interesting, very poignant. The masculine is guarding himself against the feminine energy. He is causing the feminine to guard herself against him because he has continued to do the same things over and over and over again. And the feminine has finally started to really believe in that whole oh, if you keep doing the same thing, expecting different results, that's the definition of insanity. So if I were to continue to engage with the masculine energy in the same way, then I would be insane. So I can't do that anymore. And I need to put boundaries up. And I can't just, keep pleasing him in these really vague ways anyway that don't feel satisfying. And so I can't do that anymore. So his guarding himself against the feminine causes her to guard herself against him. So he's getting that energy reflected back to him. He's also thinking that she is not open to receiving him. But what is the illusion of this card? This is open. You can walk right through these swords. There's no ceiling, there's no floor. These are just thoughts. They're not even real. They're just thoughts. The swords are all about your mind, the thoughts you think. So you're not trapped, buddy. Like the end of the reading today was like, I feel trapped. You're not. That's your own mind. The divine feminine is doing really well. The masculine, you can see, as I said, all these cards are blue and purple, and he's really kind of working up to that communication. The purple is that connection with the divine, which will allow him to actually speak. So, he's getting there, but he's still really very much stuck in his head. Divine feminine, what would bring harmony between what you're thinking, saying, and doing? So just what you're thinking, I don't want to give up on this person. What you're saying, you're worthy and you need to stop caring what other people think about it. And what you're doing, I'm going to focus on my self-love and choose myself and honor my emotions, my creativity right now in order to be at peace inside of myself and to take action towards my passions, which was the overall energy. So how do I create more harmony here? You have faith with this 3 of Wands that this good work that you are doing is paying off right now, that you can see that it's paying off. You can see by different things that are coming in for you. I've started to have more abundance coming in. I've started to have more motivation, more consistency. And so those are all signs that you yourself are really starting to come into union head and heart. You're no longer too emotional about the thoughts you're thinking that are really upsetting. You're no longer, using your mind to completely rule out what your heart is telling you. You're in a good place. You're in a good place to attract a person that is really going to match your energy instead of being another lesson for you. You've really put in the time and the work and the energy. And so that's good. And what that also means is that the person that you're focused on, who's reflecting that energy back to you, is also in a good place because their feminine energy is also doing these things. It's not just you do. This is the problem I have when I see a lot of readers. When they speak directly, they'll be like, feminines, let me tell you this, or masculines, let me tell you that. And they make it seem like the feminines are they have no faults. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just fine. They're just kicking it. They have nothing to do. And it's all the masculines who have to change and shift. Masculine identifying gendered individuals do have a lot of work to do. Hi, Carlos. We're not doing questions right now, but we will after the collective. So masculine identifying gendered individuals have work to do because they have to tune into their feminine energy. They have to value their emotions and not be afraid of their emotions and not run from their emotions and not reject their emotions, because all their emotions are an indicator of what their thoughts are. And the thoughts that they have that aren't serving them are causing these negative emotions. And instead of changing and shifting their thoughts, they repress and reject their emotions. And they do this so that they can detach themselves long enough to participate in this late stage capitalist hellscape we live in. That's all it is. That's why when I see people, acting like, oh, the masculines are going to do this spiritual thing and everybody's going to be ascending into the fifth dimension. What? You're just going to leave everybody in the third dimension behind? You're just going to peace out? Bye, bitches. Like, that's not what healers do. Healers heal the wounded. Healers heal the sick. Do you find any sick and wounded people in the fifth dimension? First of all, y'all don't know what the fifth dimension is. Go Google it. It's frustrating. But whatever. Is that what healers do? They leave, they go away. They don't have anything to do with the people here who they would need to heal. Or can you start to see how these things that people are saying in the Twin Flame Collective just don't make sense in terms of enlightenment or spiritual journeys? They are self-focused, self-indulgent, and egotistical concepts. This elite idea that there are only certain people who have the privilege of doing this work. And you can go back to my early videos, and I perpetuated a lot of those things because I was uneducated. I started to read more about twin flames and question it. And now there's a bunch of people that are saying, oh, there's going to be people that don't agree with twin flames, and those people aren't real twin flames. That's, if you're not with us, you're against us. That is closed-minded. That is not open and receptive. That is not somebody who is learning, growing, or expanding. If you haven't changed your mind, you haven't grown at all. And if you're not growing, you're not ascending like you're talking about. Ascension is about leaving behind the mundane things that are causing you to have really terrible lives. So, I don't know. I guess I'm up on a pedestal today myself. So, sorry to be preachy, but it's frustrating. All right. Divine Masculine, what will help you bring more harmony? Here's the problem. You think the feminine energy is beautiful. You value it. You love it. It's great. But you're terrified of it. And you block it out. So how can you create more harmony? You can stop doing that. This is the death card. You can end this behavior. You can transform this behavior. If TikTok is a bitch for me, it doesn't always, like, I know that it's like pauses for people. So if that happens and you missed part of the reading, just know that this whole reading will be on YouTube. I'm streaming live to YouTube right now, so it should be available right after I complete the reading. If you need to go back and catch anything you might have missed, I apologize for that. I don't know why my connection with TikTok is, it like goes in and out, because I have a really good, like, our Wi-Fi is like pretty high speed and we have a lot of data because my dad does like networking. So I don't know why it's like that. But yeah, masculine, you want to create more harmony, you have to put these behaviors behind you. You have to put this mindset behind you. You have to completely transform how you're thinking about feminine energy. What does this mean for you as a person who's watching this right now? This means you have to stop being afraid of your emotions and stop blocking your emotions. This means you have to stop being afraid of the thing that you want to create in the world, and you just need to create it. You have to stop being limited by all these thoughts that are keeping you from actually singing that song, writing that book, doing that dance, designing that building, whatever creative energy that is within you. You have to stop thinking about it in such a limited way. So remember, the only way that you are going to grow in this journey is if you start to apply these concepts not to the other person that you want to know so much about. Believe me, I want to know a lot about my person too. I'm not sitting here acting like I don't care about my person and want to know everything he's thinking. I do. But I know that when I only focus on what he's thinking, nothing happens. How do I know that? We've been in separation for 25 years. So that's how I know that. So I definitely think that when I think more about this information as what I need to do within me, what I need to change, what I need to shift, I see progress in my connection. I definitely feel better about my connection than I did a few years ago. I have much more peace. I have much more understanding. So, do yourself the favor when you get these readings, care more about yourself. One of the most frustrating things that I do, I am a medium chat. Um, I work for medium chat, which I gotta say has not been the best experience. It's a little too limiting. It's a chat service where you can ask me questions like you would for a live stream, but they pay for credits per minute. So most people are, it is still less expensive to pay for credits per minute to talk to me than it would be to do a virtual session. But most people, they're only going to want to talk for like 10 to 20 minutes, 40 at best. And one of the things we have to do is these trial chats where they have some like 3 minutes to talk to me for free to kind of get a sense if they want to continue to talk to me. So they always come with questions about their person. And when I finally get them into the chat room to actually help them, I can't. I can't help them because they will say, "Does my person want to be with me? Do they love their girlfriend?" And and so I will be giving them, I'll be trying to answer their questions, and then I will be saying to them, the thing is, if you are focused on this person, it's showing me that you are not focused on yourself. And so you're literally attracting a person who's not focused on you. They are not focused on you because they can't be. Because when you have two magnets and you try to put them together and they literally like push apart, they repel when they're both in the same direction. Like if you have two negatives or two positives and you're trying to, you can't. It's kind of fun when you're a kid to do that. That is the exactly, if you can just imagine that that is what you're doing. When you're focused exclusively on another person, they are focused exclusively on themselves. And so you're trying to get you to come together and it's repellent energy. They're not going to do it. They're going to focus on anything except for you. That's why they're like, let your person go. Da, da, da. Letting your person go doesn't mean like, oh, I don't care about them anymore. I don't love them anymore. I don't want to see them anymore. That's not letting your person go. Letting your person go is loving them to the moon and back and holding space for them in your heart, and then taking that same amount of energy and doing the same thing for yourself and never giving your person more energy than you give yourself. So if you spend an hour looking at their social media, then you better damn well spend an hour looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I love you, or doing the things that you love to do. Or you don't have to stop caring about your person or stop seeing your person or noticing your person. It may be easier for you to focus on yourself because you've developed a habit of being obsessive with them or watching them all the time. The only reason that is there, this is another reason why I reject this idea of the twin flame that you can't stop thinking about a person. The only reason that's happening is because you have continued to do it for so long that you are getting a dopamine response from it and you are addicted to that. And so you have formed a habit. It's just like if you had picked up alcohol every day at the same time of day. It's just something you're used to. It's something that you get that dopamine hit from, and then you keep repeating it because you keep wanting it. That's all that it is. So you can ease out of any addiction by additive behaviors rather than restrictive behaviors. Additive behaviors. So what I tell people is, if you spend 8 hours a day looking at your person on the phone, you better stay up late and spend 8 hours looking at different things that are important in your life: your job, your family, your friends, your pets, your animals, your room, your desk, your own shit. Just start adding in time for yourself. Do a meditation, do some yoga, go for a swim, go for a walk. You can even think about your person while you're on the walk. If you find yourself thinking about your person on the walk, focus on your breath. Focus on your dog that's walking next to you. Focus on the neighbor across the street. Say hello. That is one of the only ways you can start to shift your energy. You're not just going to be able to restrict it and then that causes you to go right back to it. Man, the tea is coming through today, so I hope you got your thinking caps on. So what is the happiness potential of this connection with this person? It's the Two of Cups and the Chariot. This is some good happiness potential. So if that masculine can really embrace, wow, I've been thinking about this all wrong. I haven't been valuing my feelings. I have been afraid of them. I haven't been prioritizing my feelings. I've been putting them to the side. Even though I love the way that I feel in regards to this person or in regards to doing music or writing books or dancing, even though I love that, I've been telling myself, I can't do that. I'm scared to try that. I'm scared to go in that direction. I haven't done it in so long. I might not be good at it. That maybe I won't be successful and I won't, end up being happy. And I've been thinking that so long that I've literally prevented myself from doing what would make me feel good in my life. And so I need to stop doing that. And once I stop doing that and surrender my ego, which is what the feminine was saying, please, yeah, stop caring about those limiting beliefs. Stop caring about what other people think. Surrender to the feelings that you're having. I'm never going to give up on you. I'm never going to give up hoping that you are going to do what feels good to you emotionally and creatively. I will never do that. That's the beauty of the feminine energy, right? I'm connected with the divine. I'm the direct connection to the divine. The feminine's emotions and creativity, that's how she communicates with the higher self. And then she said, and then she feels it, and then the thoughts happen. The thoughts are like, oh, that feels good. I'm going to keep thinking that. Or like, oh, no, it does not feel good. I'm going to stop thinking that. That's in the Lover's card. When you see the masculine energy, he's looking at the feminine, and the feminine is looking at the angel, the divine. That's what that trinity is. The flesh, the spirit, and the connection to the higher consciousness. And so when you listen to your emotions, when you listen to your heart, when you honor your feelings, you are literally receiving commandments from the divine. So there's a lot of happiness potential here. This is a major arcana and a cups card. This is a big yes, yes from my spirits guide. Yes, this is a lot of potential. If this masculine can stop thinking with these limiting beliefs, this is going to be awesome. You're going to have a great fucking time. All right, let's get the healing from the oracles cards going. Divine Feminine. You can overcome any obstacle. And that don't give up card for me, that's coming through. So this is what she would say to the masculine energy. If she could speak from her higher self, here is what she would say. We always have the choice to press ahead. And my strength offers you the power to break through stubborn obstacles. I know there is more than one way to open a path to what you seek. And when I appear, you are reminded that you have a marvelous ability to overcome obstacles in multiple ways. Right? Now we're here. She's advising the masculine about this Eight of Swords. Here's what she says. You can go around them. You can shatter them with the force of clear, deliberate intentions, or even transform them into clouds that drift away by refusing to allow them to limit you. Apply my spirit with creativity, and no obstacle can stand, for you have magic to make and many ways in which to make it. Your power is awesome right now. If you think I'm awesome telling you these things, you're awesome because you can hear these things, and these things are shared by you. You know these things at a deep level. Like, if you're looking at me, the feminine is saying, if you're looking at me and holding me up on a pedestal, that is where you should be yourself, right? That is where you are. I am just a reflection of what is possible for you. I am also wanting to remind you that when an obstacle appears to prevent you from getting what you desire today, it means that something much better is coming. Keep that in mind when you consider the nature of the obstacle in front of you now. Great Spirit loves us so much and only wants what is best for us. Preach, Divine Feminine. The masculine, scarab beetle. I keep seeing these beetles around, not the actual scarab beetle, of course, but I keep having little beetle friends show up and I don't love insects, I try to be like, I love you. I'm not terrified. Number 52. I am actually way less terrified than I used to be, I will say. So, this is what the masculine would say to the feminine. I doubt my unique inner magic. I'm afraid that I have no originality or creative juices don't flow through me. I mistakenly believe that I'm not the creative manifesting type. But I need to embrace that creativity is a living force that comes to all of us from spirit, who wants every person on the planet to manifest magic and co create the world anew. I am capable of resilience and innovation. I am as capable of resilience and innovation as anyone. If I do what I've always done, I literally just said this today. If I do what I've always done, I'm going to get what I've always got. So I need to draw inspiration into my being and begin to playfully create something new and do it without any judgment. Holy shit! Creativity and magic are my legacy as an expression of the creator, so I must let them flow through me. Okay. I know I'm a Leo, but I'm just gonna say I impress myself, okay? Because I'm not because it just feels like those messages just come and I'm just saying them and I'm just like, I don't know. So then after I'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe that's what I said. Okay. Divine feminine. Oh, what did we talk about? Addiction. Okay. Addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling has a block and restraint and comfort. The only reason you experience this fixation on your specific person is because it's comforting. And you know what? That's okay. I'm going to give you permission to be comforted. Do you want to know why? Because you need comfort. Do you want to know why? Because when you were a child, between the ages of 0 to 7, there were events that happened in your life where you needed that higher level, comforting, maternal energy to come through. And it doesn't matter the gender of the person, mother, father, it doesn't matter. Just the energy of comfort, the energy of care, the energy of being held. You needed that and it didn't happen. And so as you grew up, you found ways and you're so creative and you're so devoted to yourself. You found ways to soothe yourself so that you wouldn't be in terrible states of anxiety all the time, in terrible states of depression. And there were ways that you did that. And there are many ways of doing that. And it is okay to comfort yourself. But there are ways to comfort yourself that will increase your quality of life and ways that will decrease your quality of life. And so your job now is to find things that comfort you, that increase your quality of life, and do those things more often than you do the things that decrease your quality of life. And that's not actually that hard to do. There are things that you probably like to do. Like I love to knit and I love to color in coloring books. I love to read tarot cards. I love to talk for hours on the phone with my friends. I love to watch shows with my mom and my dad. We're going to watch the last 2 Star Trek movies tonight that are available, and I'm so excited. I love to do those things. So I'm going to soothe myself with those things. I'm going to allow myself to be comforted. And I'm going to do those things instead of the other things I used to do that weren't as good for me. Right? I also want to say right now, for those of you that are just haunted and plagued by diet mentality from our oppressive culture that demands that we have this one body type that is not even possible to attain for any single individual on the planet. It is okay to soothe yourself with food. It is when you are ashamed of the behavior of soothing yourself with food that you continue to keep soothing yourself with food until the point where you feel sick or you have eaten too much. If you started by allowing yourself to be soothed by the food you chose, the first food that you chose, you would be satisfied. That satisfaction would keep you from continuing to try to get that dopamine response. If you restrict this behavior, you will likely soothe yourself too much. So, if you're soothed by having ice cream, if you're soothed by having a piece of cake, have a piece of cake and have some ice cream and sit with it and love it and relish it and don't feel guilty about it. And guess how many pieces of cake or bowls of ice cream you will probably have? Do the math. That's something I'm really big on spiritual nourishment. If there are people here that I was called to say that because they have issues with food and you need help or support with your relationship with food, I'm your girl. I can totally help you with that. Hit me up for a one-on-one session and I will totally support you on your journey to be at peace with food, because food is something you have to have every single day, multiple times a day. And if it is a traumatic experience, that means you are traumatized over and over and over again. And being soothed in regards to food is something that is so important for you. It also goes back to that nourishment and comfort that you deserved as a child and you did not receive. And so let me help you with that if that's something that you need. If you're interested in that, you can send an email to me. We can talk about a plan that would work for you. I have packages to work with me once a week or once a month or whatever you want to do. It's definitely something you should work on consistently through time. Masculine energy: sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. Faith. Okay? Yes, you have sabotaged things in the past. Do you know why we sabotage? Is it because we're shitty people? You're a shitty person and you just sabotage yourself all the time. No, it's not because you're shitty or awful or stupid or dumb or worthless. It's actually the opposite. Because you know your value and worth deep down, your ego is trying to protect it. So, in order to protect it, if it senses that there's anything that's going to disrupt the equilibrium that it has achieved, the peace that it has achieved, it's going to throw a wrench into the situation to cause it to not go forward so that you will be safe where you are. The problem is that your brain is designed for you to, if you've been watching me for a while, you can repeat after me or repeat with me. Survive, not to thrive. So you will continue to choose uncomfortable partners, uncomfortable situations because you're used to it. Your ego's like, I know how to deal with this. I know exactly what I need to do. I got through this last time. I'll get through this again. The thing that you have to do is soothe your ego and be like, I know that you know how to do this, but I also know that we don't have to have that experience again to prove that we can survive it. We don't have to protect ourselves from success because we are capable of doing things a different way and still surviving. I promise you, trust me. So that's the work that has to be done. So the masculine side just has to stop protecting himself from feelings that he's uncomfortable with and just say, listen, you're going to survive. Have faith. We're going to get through it. And look at how that purple energy is coming up for him again. Lots of purple and blue in his reading today. My new deck, Divine Feminine. This is the sign for you that will indicate that you've finally achieved stability. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, it's right there, the anchor. So you can kind of see it in my TikTok video. It's over here. That's actually an anchor. But an anchor is your sign. And we're going to read this card today because it is a new deck. I'm also seeing a red door that might be significant for you too. A door opening. Stability for you is like opening a door for you. So when you see that anchor, it's a reminder of your stability that you have achieved or that you are currently achieving. And it is also an indication that your connection is stable. Stability and security are essential in your life at this time. You are feeling grounded, calm, and comfortable, which is reflected in your finances, home life, work, and personal relationships. So if you're not feeling this, then this is a sign that this is where you are heading. There is tremendous mental ease that comes with knowing those areas of your life are solid. If you have been working to achieve a goal, the rewards will come in the form of stability. This sign can also represent feeling safe and protected from outside elements, which can include people, places, or things. Even if the waves roll in and shake things up, you are confident in your position and your strength. The tricky thing about anchors is that as much as they provide a stable foundation, they can also create a dynamic of complacency. I just wrote that on a TikTok video recently that I can't remember, but I said it does not equal complacency. Acceptance does not equal complacency. That's what I wrote on a video recently. You can end up stuck, tethered to what is familiar and safe, which we just talked about, and miss opportunities to take risks and grow. Continue to check in with yourself to ensure your desire for stability doesn't end up holding you back. The additional meanings of this card indicate. So these are the things that might be, if you're watching this, it's a collective reading. So these are the things that this anchor may indicate for you depending on what you're seeking right now. It could indicate a stable job or love offer is coming, financial stability, feeling comfortable about your current place in life. A desire for security could be clouding your judgment, holding yourself back by clinging to what is predictable. So you have to kind of use your discernment here and determine what exactly this symbol is meaning for you. But when you see that anchor, that's a reminder of what we just talked about. Masculine, 36, power lines. Look at the colors. This is so many different decks. Purple, blue, there's a little bit of pink in there. And actually, we got pink and purple coming out from the Prism Oracle. So, masculine, number 36. Energy constantly flows through power lines and provides a vital resource that is easy to take for granted. It's just there. Think of your energy in the same way as it runs through your body. It is important to take note of how you feel and where you are energetically. Do you feel tired? Overactive? This could be a sign of an imbalance that could easily lead to burnout and a loss of your own power. On the other hand, proper rest and energy work can balance and recharge you. This card is also a reminder that energy is ever present and connects us all. Surround yourself with those who complement and reciprocate your energy. You may also be a source of empowerment for others, which can lead to fulfilling connections. Energy is tricky, so what you may be feeling may not be your own. It is important to check in with yourself to be able to make the distinction. Follow the flow as it crisscrosses your body like power lines through a city block or on a country road. So when you see these power lines, you want to be aware of these additional meanings. Beware of burnout. Look into some energy healing, mood swings, and an energy boost. So, energy healing might help you with some of these limiting beliefs that you're experiencing. Because remember, this isn't just about this person, it's about you, right? You have some limiting beliefs about your life and about your passions and about what you love. So maybe doing some energy healing. I'm a big YouTube Reiki enthusiast. I have the premium YouTube, so I don't have to watch commercials, and I go straight to Reiki healing on YouTube. Um, if I could invest right now in a personal healer, I would, but I have other things that I unfortunately have to take care of first. But at some point, I will have an energy healer who I see regularly. But for now, I have that option. Just like people use these collective readings when you can't invest in them, and I do think you get a benefit from them. If anything, it just helps you to be centered and be in a meditative, calm, peaceful state. I love ASMR, so I do the ASMR healing ones. They feel so good to me. I've got a new one that I love. I can't think. He looks like Jesus. It was so funny though. Oh my God, this is the best story. I was talking to my friend about we were talking about how the algorithm on TikTok is predictive and that's what makes it creepy because it's not just like as simple as oh you said this and then it showed it to you. It's actually a little bit deeper than that. It's predicting what you will like based on your behaviors. That's the whole thing. Quantum computing is such that it's going to tell you what you desire before you even know you actually desire it. So that's what's creepy about it. So I was laughing because that day I had showed him the cover of this book and I had said, I was like talking about this book is this a completely separate conversation. I was like, yeah, I'm reading this book and it's like crazy and whatever. I cannot wait. By the way, I'm finishing up. I have my last Elizabeth Clare Prophet video to do for you tomorrow. And then we're going to get into this, which I almost don't even know if it's, I'm like, should I even bother? Because it's just so crazy. But at the same time, enough people reference it that I want to offer some perspective on that book. So anyway, keep this in your mind, okay? I want you to keep this image in your mind right now. And then while I was having that conversation with it was my bassist, actually. It was my bassist Andrew. I gotta look at the name of the channel first. Hang on a second. Um my TikTok showed me something I might be interested. It was like this guy came up on my feed and I was dead. Okay, go look up the account for healing. It's called Healing and Beyond. First of all, I think I really like it. Like it's really great, but it is the guy on the cover of that book. Like I was dead. I showed it to him and we were like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Ew." The algorithm just predicted that I would like the healing from this person, and also it was totally right. I did. So creepy. Okay, so funny. Total side note. All right, but that might be something that you'll consider doing is some energetic healing to help you get through these limiting beliefs. Okay, final self-care activities. These are two self-care activities you should do this week. Hi Cheryl. So the first self-care activity is ground yourself, honey. Ground yourself. And this is number 25 in my self-care oracle. I really do like this book a lot. These oracles I've gotten recently, I really love them. Your mantra is I am grounded, stable, and strong. So there's that stability coming through. So just stay grounded, divine feminine, stay connected, see the roots that she's are going here into the earth for her. So just not being too much in your head, not being too much in the spiritual, too much in the high priestess energy, just being here, being in the present moment. So the mantra, I am grounded, stable, and strong. You may want to journal this week. How do you feel after taking the time to connect with the earth physically and through a visualization meditation? So maybe doing that and asking yourself, how do I feel when I'm grounded? How do I feel after I do a healing and beyond Reiki session? Love. Okay. And the other activity, this would be for the masculine energy. So I actually really love how this reflected the masculine and feminine energy. The feminine energy of being receptive, right? In a meditative state, sitting, not moving, but staying grounded. And then the masculine energy is to take a walk, to take action. So go out into nature. Nature is grounding. So in the times when you feel like you have energy and you want to get up and go, then go do your grounding in nature by taking a walk. If you are feeling more like kind of want to stay in, you don't have a lot of energy. And remember, you're supposed to be paying attention to your energy. Do you have a lot of energy or are you feeling a bit depleted? And choose which grounding activity to use. If you've got a lot of energy, go take a walk. If you don't, then do a grounding meditation. This is number 50. Oh my God. This is 25 and this is 52. They are mirrored images of each other. I can't make this shit up. Like, you know how sometimes people will get on and they'll be like, oh, bitch is a fraud. I'll be like, if I was smart enough to be like that would be amazing. If I could first of all, if I could control where the cards are, I can't shuffle for shit. So that would be amazing if I could pull the cards out. I would also just be the most brilliant person on the earth to be able to think of all of this stuff. It's insane to me. All right, 52. Take a walk. So your mantra for this card is, with each step forward, I release what no longer serves me. With each step forward, I release what no longer serves me. The journal prompt is, what sights, sounds, and smells do you notice when you go for walks, and how do these things make you feel? I love this reading today. It was really awesome. I feel it. I feel it in me. I feel like it's true. I feel like I can apply it to myself just as much as I could to my connection. In truth, I don't know what that person, that masculine energy that's embodied in my person is doing. I got no clue, but I know what I'm doing. I know who I am. I know what's going on with me. So that is all you really can know. And that's all you should be concerned with, honestly. All right, so we're at the fun part now. If you want a personal reading, I will do it for you. I am asking for at least some kind of an energy exchange. So this is pay what you want. If you want a full relationship spread, it is $33. There is a link in my profile, or links multiple: Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. You can send any amount, and I will match the number of cards to the level of your donation. And since there are a few people over here on YouTube, I will prioritize, not prioritize, I will read from both today since I'm live. So if you are here on YouTube and you want a reading, click the link in the description box, go to Tuned In Tarot, and send a donation. Any amount, and I will match the number of cards to your level of donation. If you want a full length spread on your specific person, that is $33. It's called a relationship spread. If you're interested in that, send $33 and I will do that specifically. If you don't want to send that much, send whatever amount you have, ask whatever question you have, and I shall answer it. If it is a pregnancy or health question, please book a private reading at that same link. There are readings starting as low as $11 over there. So book that there. I just do not do pregnancy or health questions on the live stream. Those are very personal and private information, and it can be triggering to you and to others. And for those of you that ask, am I pregnant? You can scientifically discover if you are pregnant or not really easily. So don't waste your money on that question. If you're going to spend money on me, you might as well get a pregnancy test. It's like probably a little cheaper. So yes, there is a PayPal link. Just head over to that link. It's the one that says support me. It's actually helping me raise money to get into an apartment with my son. I've been trying to raise that amount since March. As you will see, I am nowhere near the amount I need. And I still do not have housing with him yet. So all the donations that come through, all of the private readings that get booked, it's helping me get closer and closer to my goals. So when a payment comes through, I will put you on the list. And normally I turn music on at this point, but because I'm still on YouTube, I will not turn the music on yet. So it's just going to be weirdly quiet. So we're just going to sit here in silence together. Yeah, you're glad about the pregnancy test? I don't understand that question. I understand questions about, like, will I be able to conceive? Like, that makes sense to me. Because if you're, if you've been having trouble with that and you're wanting to know that, that's a question I understand. I still request that people ask conception, pregnancy, or health questions via private session, but I get that question. But am I pregnant is the one that is so confusing to me, because if it's literally like hop over to the drugstore, pick up a test. Oh gosh. Hi Abby. All right, so Abby's on my list here. And as I see payments come through, I will add people. So we've got Abby. What's your question today, Abby? And thanks for the donation. Abby's one of my biggest supporters. I am very grateful for you. And all right, my Cash App is being generous. I'm seeing over here is Anna Care. Did you send the donation? It didn't come up yet. So I'm just trying to put everybody on the list in order of their payments here. I got Abby's. Sometimes I think PayPal takes a minute. I'm going to start Abby's reading, and then I will add people as they come through here. Let's see. What's your question? Oh, are you over here? Are you here, Abby? Are you pink 1010? I'm used to seeing you over here, so I'm like, where's Abby? Okay, so your question is current energy of your person. All right, let's take a look at current energy of your person. I'm going to switch up the decks here and use, I'm feeling the Crow Tarot right now. What is the current? Yes, I'm also on YouTube Live. There's less people over on YouTube Live, but since there were some people, I decided I would do some questions for them as well. So, what is the current energy of Abby's person? Current energy of Abby's person. So when I'm doing a reading about someone's person, just so that you know, if you decide you want to pay for a reading today, when I'm doing this reading about someone's person, what I'm looking at are what your thoughts and feelings are, because your thoughts and feelings are influencing your experiences. So I don't have consent to read your person's energy, so I'm not going to just, ask like about someone's energy who hasn't given me consent. But it doesn't matter, because what your thoughts and feelings are pretty much influencing your person's ability to show up for you. I'm going to do a Spirit Animal Oracle 2. And for those of you that would like a reading, it is pay what you want. So you can send the payment PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. And if you want the full relationship spread, it's $33. I will match the number of cards to the level of your donation. Okay. So, overall energy of your person is the Judgment card right now. So the Judgment card is all about the awakening. It's about salvation, reconciliation, forgiveness. And it can be intimidating. It can be a fear-based energy. Hey, Carissa, I'm seeing your payment come in, and I will add you to the list. Thank you. And I will get you next. So this can also be like an intimidated feeling. If you're about to ask somebody for their forgiveness, it can be, an extreme experience. Hi, Carlos. I also got your payment, and I will do your reading after Carissa. So for sure, I do sense that there is this desire to have a reconciliation, for things to come together, for all of the pieces to kind of fall into place, to have a new life or a new beginning. That's important to your person right now. Underlying all their thoughts and decisions, we have the energy of the Three of Wands. So they are feeling like there's been a long wait for something, but they can see the ships coming in. What's really interesting is whenever I see this card, I always feel like this looks like the flag of a ship coming. Like when I first see it, I'm like, oh, that looks like a ship coming in. It's not actually. It's just a red cross, but it always makes me think of ships. So I really do feel like they can see that this reconciliation or forgiveness, or having to ask for forgiveness, is definitely something that they see coming. It's like an inevitable feeling for me. Like Judgment Day, it's inevitable. It's got to happen. And it's interesting because there is a sense that what they need to apologize for is how long you've had to wait for this apology. And that is probably what's feeling kind of intimidating to them. The energy that they have carried with them is a bunch of missed opportunities with this Four of Cups energy. So there's been a lot of chances that they could have come in, they could have offered you this cup or received the cup you were offering, and they just kind of continued to be self-indulgent, be complacent. Actually, indolent is also with this card, where it's just easier to not do anything. And there's been a lot of hesitation. And in fact, that's the energy that we're coming out of finally, because right now in this current energy, we're seeing the Two of Swords is finally in reverse. We're upright. This would be continuing to hesitate, being indecisive, being unable to make your mind or know which way that you actually want to go. And I'm really seeing that they're finally embracing that they have to make a decision. If they want the standstill to end, then they are going to have to do something to end it. They cannot hesitate anymore. That's probably why they're feeling intimidated. Where this energy is going is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is kind, caring, compassionate, loving, sensitive, psychic, like the Queen of Cups. Um, but the King of Cups, rather than experience emotional overwhelmment, will stay on the surface of those emotions. He won't necessarily delve deeply into his emotions when he is in an unhealed energy. When he is healed, he will be able to express his feelings. He will be emotionally available. The King of Cups has that energy of emotional unavailability in it because they're a person that is they're somewhat of a people pleaser. They're so kind. They don't want to cause conflict in your situation with other people around them. And so rather than do that, they will just remain silent. But when they've overcome this energy, they're finally able to tap into their deep feelings. And we're seeing that 4 of Cups, that missed opportunity, this cup here, it's now at the foot of the throne and it's overflowing. There's water pouring out, so it's actually overflowing. So I really do see him coming into his energy of being able to really express his love. And then look at, there's a sailboat also, so that ship's coming in vibe. It's like it is definitely there in the future. If he were to speak to you directly, we're getting watch your words, or if we were to look at what energy he's currently in, this is a parrot, somebody who, a bird that actually does communicate. Oh my God, I like watch parrot videos. I watch dog videos and cat videos and parrot videos all the time. And I saw this one of a girl singing a song, and I think she had a cockatoo. Is that the white one? And that shit was screaming like this song is awful. Like it was saying like be quiet. I was dead. I was like, oh my God, like I've never heard that before. All right, so this is what the masculine is currently, the energy that he's currently in. What am I saying to myself? What message am I repeating? Is it something that makes me feel good about myself and reminds me of my strengths and potential? Parrots mimic the sounds around them, and when I appear, it is time to be more mindful of my self talk and its qualities. What do I say to others? Am I repeating what I truly believe? Remembering to speak with light and love can become a habit. I must be generous with compliments and thanks, affirming all that is good so that my loving, healing words will be heard throughout the jungle, cutting through the noise and inspiring others. I must listen for the words that remind me of all the strength, abundance, and joy in my life and in the world around me, and then repeat them, affirming what is real and true and nurturing to my soul. The universe will give back to me the story I tell. Words matter, so I must choose ones that lift me up and inspire others to remember that beauty surrounds us. So, this is not only just your person reminding themselves of this as they are preparing to come in and communicate. I chose the Crow Tarot, which is another image of a bird that does communicate. Crows can actually mimic words as well. So, it is very interesting that it's this message is not only just about your person, it's about you. It's about, you have to keep telling the story that you want to happen, that you want to unfold. You have to resist that urge to call up your friends and talk about how disappointed you are in your person and how your person doesn't talk, how they don't communicate, how they don't do anything. It's hard because that's what you keep observing. So it's really difficult. I find myself doing that all the time. I'll be like, inside, I'll be excited because my person alluded to me in our relationship in some way. But when I speak about it, I'll talk about how annoying it is that all he does is allude to it. If instead I was like, God, it just excites me so much that like has me on his mind and he thinks about me all the time and he wants me to know that. And I know that eventually it's going to be something that he's going to tell me. If I said that instead of like, this bitch, he just keeps fucking avoiding a conversation with me. He just keeps posting all this vague shit again, just vague shit. Is this for me? I don't know if it's for me. I don't care. I can't decipher it anymore. I'm so sick of it. What am I going to get if I have that conversation with my friend Cheryl later when we talk on the phone, right? So being mindful of that energy is really, really important for you too, Abby. Beautiful reading. Thank you so much for your donation today. All right, let's see. The next up we have is Carissa. And what is your question? You said you saw that video. I'm just looking over here. The one with the parrots saying, like, be quiet. As a singer, I was like, oh my God, I'm never getting a cockatoo. Like, I couldn't handle the criticism from a bird. I would feel like it was spirit talking directly to me. And then Carlos, as soon as I'm finished with Carissa's reading, I will answer your question here. Which is, will I see again the girl in purple leggings that I met in Culiacan City? I like that question, actually. Can you tell me what's coming up in my love life? Yes, I can, Carissa. Let me grab a deck for you. Let's use the Lover's Tarot as for a question about your love life. Yes, thank you, Carlos. I did get the payment. Or Anna, if that's your name, is Anna, but your name here is Coast. Okay, let's see. So, what is coming up in your love life? First of all, we're all connected in this collective 100. If you didn't see the full collective reading and you didn't see the Divine Masculines reading on TikTok, then you may have missed this. But in both of those readings, the Queen of Cups came up. So if you're getting collected, if you're somebody that's following my readings and you're seeing all the same cards coming up, it probably means you're my collective. I already know you're my collective. But for sure, the Queen of Cups is, you have invested a lot of time and energy into yourself. You have, at this point, realized how to satisfy your needs, and your cup is full. And you are really glowing. I mean, I'm literally glowing. If you could, like, the sun is coming through. I'm literally glowing right now. But you are glowing in this energy. It's a beautiful energy. It's a gentle energy. And so you know how it works. If this is where you are, then the love that's coming into your life is able to give this same kind of love and compassion and care to you as well. The next card that's coming up for you is a card we just saw in Abby's reading, the Judgment card. In this card, we're seeing Tannhauser, and he is approaching Elizabeth. And I don't know their story as well as some of the other couples in this Lover's Tarot. So I'm actually going to look at it because we'll get a little bit more insight into it and learn the story. So the Judgment card, of course, is about reconciliation. So we see the masculine coming in and asking for forgiveness in some way. We see a new life that comes from that energy. I'm realizing the other day I read the Awakening card as the Judgment card, but really it was the Sun card. This deck is a beautiful deck, but it definitely requires that you learn the way that this writer views those cards, because I've always seen Awakening associated with Judgment. And I had that feeling. I remember being like, this is not the number on the Judgment card when I read it last time. Okay, here we go, Judgment. So Tannhauser and Elizabeth. The keywords here are choices, passages, and changes. Though Tannhauser loved the virtuous Elizabeth, he left her to wander the world in search of adventure. During these travels, Tannhauser enchanted Venus, the goddess of love. She quickly seduced the Minsinger and brought him to her magical kingdom. In time, he longed for his true love, Elizabeth. Unable to prove himself worthy of her to others, he went on a journey to repent. Upon his return, Elizabeth collapsed into his embrace and expired, leaving only her pure love behind. A choice that must be made, sometimes between higher and lower impulses, a passage into the next phase of life and self knowledge. So I'm really leaning towards that next phase in love because you have done such a good job of really coming into your self love and of, having this full cup, this satisfaction in your life, in the way that you are envisioning your life, choosing to live. I see that you are moving now into this new phase of life. And that when the masculine energy approaches you, it won't be too late, like it was in the case of Tannhauser's story. And even if it's too late for the one person that you were hoping would come back and apologize, the next person that is going to come into your life is going to value you and adore you and not let you expire before they're able to express this love. And my feeling that it may be somebody completely new is being supported by the bottom of the deck here, which is the Fool card, the Innocence card, the 0 point. This is the story of Tamino and Pamina from Mozart's The Magic Flute. And I'm even seeing that 4 energy here, the stabilizing energy of the 4 of Wands, which is not common actually in the Fool card, but it's here in this card. So something stable and healthy. And I don't even think you see this coming. So if it is a person returning, it's not something that you see coming. And if it's somebody completely new, it's super unexpected. But it's a fresh new start in your love life, which is pretty exciting. I'm here for it. I love that for you. All right. Now I'm going to do Anna Care. The question of, will I see again the girl in purple leggings? Purple is making me want to choose this deck I was using before. Let me just shuffle it a little bit. And so we're going to do 1 card for to match your donation. It is awesome. Thank you so much for being here today, Carissa. So when I do a yes or no question, just keep in mind that what I'm looking at is your current state of mind. Whatever you currently think or feel, that's going to give you your answer. If you don't like the answer, you can shift your thoughts and feelings to change the answer, because you do have that power to manifest what you desire. Will you see the girl in purple leggings? I think you will. This is a major arcana card. It is the Emperor card. And when I get a major arcana card, it's yes, and it's a significant yes. It's like, yes, very certainly. But there is something that you must do in order to ensure this will happen. And that is, you must feel worthy of this energy. What's really interesting is he's wearing purple leggings. So you want to value yourself as much as you do this person that you've met. You want to feel your self-worth. You want to feel this stable energy. You want to have a sense that you are in command of your emotions, that you are, making decisions, that you are able to command your empire, to have a command over your life. And that's what I would say for your time frame. One of the reasons that I don't usually do time frames is because that will put a number into your head that's unnecessary, because this will happen for you when you feel like this energy. If you feel like this right now, it's now. If you're telling yourself, oh, I will finally feel worthy when this X, Y, and Z happens, it's going to be when you shift into the energy of worthiness. So if that takes you a year to start to feel your own worthiness, or sense your own worthiness, or feel like you have a stable financial foundation, then it will be a year. For the time frame moves with your conviction. So however convicted you are about this happening, it will probably happen faster than if you doubt it a lot. So the other thing is that this is a stubborn energy. So there is a part of you that won't let this go until it does happen, so to speak. So if you kind of have a sense that you know, get understand that there could be other energy that could come into your life. You might miss it because you'll be stubbornly fixated on this one individual. So just keep that in mind. That's like a gentle warning for you. But if you feel right now you're financially stable, like you have kind of your empire, your own little empire. It doesn't have to be an actual empire, but like, your home, your household, your family, all of those things are stable and working for you, and you really, really know yourself and know your worth, then it's going to happen sooner rather than later. But it all depends on your worthiness. But thank you for being here today and for listening to this whole reading. I am going to end the readings now. If you didn't get a chance to get a reading, please click that link in my profile or in the description box. Look at my private video recorded readings. I can send you those. You can book a private session with me one-on-one. If you want to work with me on a weekly basis, do know that I have discounted packages for those one-on-one sessions so that they are not $111 each week. I do have a package I can offer you that will reduce that cost for you. So if that's something you want to talk to me about, there is an option in the video recorded readings. If you scroll all the way to the end, there is an Ask Me Anything option. That is not for tarot readings. A lot of times people just think that means I will give them a free reading. It is not for that. What it is for, it is for you to ask about discounts, adjusting the price of something, asking which reading should I get based on the question I have, and then I will help guide you for that. You can also ask me personal questions about my, qualifications, my education. I also teach music. You can talk to me about potentially working with me to study voice or music production or piano. I did go to Berklee College of Music and I do teach music. So all those things you can ask me in that, and I will send you a video with a response or set up a time to talk to you on the phone if it requires a phone call. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here with me today. This was a fun reading. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I shall see you tomorrow around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be doing a reading tomorrow, I believe, with Luna if she's available. And if not, I will be doing it later in the evening around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So see you then and have the best day. Take care.